Hi friends, welcome back. Naji here. So we are continuing our discussion on n8n, and in this video we are going to create a new workflow. So here what we are going to execute is we are going to create a form, okay, maybe a sales form or something like that. So when we trigger or when we submit the particular form, it will save to a database, and once that is saved to a database, we will trigger an email. Maybe we will send to a salesperson saying that okay, new order has been placed, you guys can go and check this. Okay, so that is the workflow that we are going to execute in this video. So we will be understanding or we will be studying how to submit a form. Okay, that is a trigger on form submit trigger that we will be discussing, and we will be discussing on a table or Postgres, and we will be discussing how can we save a data to a AWS RDS PostgreSQL, and we will be using AA agent, and here we specifically using Ollama, and we also discussing on how can we send a email notification. Okay, so let's go and start. So here I have my n8n workflow page is started here, open and running here. So for this one I have already discussed how can we start n8n. So if you don't know this, please go and check my previous video. I will attach that in the comment box. Okay, so here I have my AWS is there. So here I am running my AWS RDS is running here, and I am using reviewer to connect with Postgres. So here we can see I have created a order table, or order details table is created, and here we can see two columns are there. One is the order ID and other is the item name. Okay, then my Ollama is running in my local machine. So let's start. So first go and click on this first step. Here I am going to create a on form submission trigger. So let me click on the particular form submission here, and here just add the title. So here I can say order submit. Okay, so I have already discussed this kind of a forms in my previous video, but again, okay, so this is form to submit order. Okay, so I have given the description. Let's add a field, and I will be adding a order ID, and I can make it as a number. So in the placeholder I can say please enter your order ID. Let's make it required. Now let's add one more field, that is the item name. This can be a text, and here I can add please enter your item name. Make it also required. Now just execute it. So we will get a form something like this. Here I can say my order ID is 123, and what I need is a pipe. Let's submit it. Let me close this. So here we can see this is successfully submitted, and we can see my order ID is 123 and item is pipe, and submitted at, and the form mode is test because we are doing it in a test mode. Let's go back to our canvas, our workflow canvas. Here we can see the form submission trigger event is there. Now let's go and have our Postgres event. So let's click on the Postgres. Here insert rows in table. Okay, so let's create a new connection. Create a new connection. Here we need to pass the host name, okay, then database name, username and password. For that, let me go here, and I'm going to copy this one. I'm going to paste it here. Okay, so this is my host and this is my database, and let me have my password also. So in your case, this may be a local host or some IP number, some IP, and just do ignore SSL issue. Now let's save it, and connection tested successfully. Okay, so now we are good. I don't want to save this one. Here the operation is insert and the schema is public. Now let's select the table. Table is the order details. Okay, so now this is fetching the column information. So as I shown earlier, we have two columns. One is the order ID and one is the item name. Now I need to map this form, the fields in the form with the order table. So here I am going to map the order ID. Okay, now I'm going to map the item name. Okay, so I'm not going to map this submitted item in the form mode, that is not needed. Now I can execute it to test and verify this one. Okay, so this is executed successfully. Now let me go back to the DBO. Let's refresh it. I can see my order ID 123 and the item name pipe. Okay, now this workflow is working fine. Okay, now the next thing is that once the order is there in the table, we need to trigger an email. So before that, we need to format or we need to draft the email, right? For that, we need to have a AA agent. For that, I'm going to search for AA agent. Okay, and this is my AA agent. Now this is connected. Now we need to have a chat model. So let me click on chat model. I'm going to select the Ollama. Here I'm going to select 2.5 1.5 billion parameter model. Now let's click on the add option, output, and I'm going to make it as a JSON output. Okay, so here ensure that you are selecting a reasonably good model, otherwise it will not work as we expected. Okay. Sorry. Now we have our model is there. Now let's click on the AA agent. So here we need to customize our prompt. So for that, let me say here is, I can say you are an agent. Okay, now let's click on the add option. Here I can add a system prompt. Okay, here I can say that, okay, you are a helpful assistant to draft an email. It must contain an email subject and email body. Okay, now I need to specifically say how my email subject should be look like. Here I can say my email subject should be something like you have, I can say new order. Then here I can say that I can pass this order ID. So in the subject line it will say, okay, new order has saved and this is the order ID. Now I can say that email body. I can say hi, new order has been placed, following are the details. Here I can say order ID and just map this order ID with this, right? I need to map this order ID here with the order ID. Okay, now I can say item name. So this will be my item name. This will be my item name. Okay, now I can say thanks and regards. I can say team. Okay, so this is just a template. This is my system prompt. So I'm telling a agent you have to create something like this. Okay, now let me execute the step. So the execution is in progress. Here we can see subject, a new order is placed, and here in the body, email body, dear team, a new order has been placed with the details of the following. Order ID is there and the item name is pipe, and somehow here it is not showing in the subject, the order is missing. New order, here I can say order ID. Okay, now let me execute it again. Okay, here we can see this is the subject and this is the body. Okay, now let it be like this for the time being, but we will be changing that shortly. Okay. So we have our for submission is there, and we have our Postgres insertion is ready, and we have our AI agent is ready. Now we need the email agent, right? For that, let me go to email. So this is the Gmail that I am going to use. Click on this one. Here we need to say I need to send a message, right? Just click on the send a message. Okay, so here we have to do a few things. Okay, first I need to create a connection between the inbox. Okay, for that let me go and create new credential. Okay, now okay, so we need to get few things, right? We need to get client ID and we need to get client secret. How we will get that? Okay, so everything is there in this particular document. So just click on this one, this document. Okay, so here if you go like this, here we can see first we need to create a Google Cloud Console project, then we need to enable API, then we need to create a configure a OAuth consent screen, then we need to create your own auth client credentials and finish your n8n credential. So all the steps are here. Okay, you guys can just follow this. Okay, so anyway I will show it to you here. Okay, so first what we need, first we need to create an account. First just go to the Google Cloud. I'm just going to the console. Okay, so I already have a project, so but again let me create a new project. Here I can say n8n test project. Let's create. Okay, the name has an invalid character, so I think I don't need this one, n8n. Let's create it. So here we can see the creation is in progress. Now let me select that one. Okay, so here we can see n8n test project is there. Now let's go to where? Just go to the API and the services. Okay, let me click on this here. So here I can enable the API services. Okay, let me go back here. Okay, so here I can do one more thing. I can go to credentials, configure the consent screen, click on the configure consent screen. Now let's do getting started. Give the app name, so let me give a app name as n8n app, and here I'm giving my email ID. Let's click on this, make it external. Next, give the contact information. I'm giving my email ID. So let's agree, continue, then create. Okay, so all these steps are here, okay, in this document. So once that is done, just go and click on create auth client. Let me click on this. So application is a web application that we are going to use. Now authorize redirect URL. Just click on add URL. If you come here, you can see this menu, redirect URL. Just copy this and paste it here. Okay, let's create it. Okay, now we can see the client ID and the client secret is created. Okay, let's go back, download it. Okay, I can close this because I have already downloaded, and I will get it from by clicking on this one, this web client. Okay, now let's have a data access. Here now go to audience. Okay, I'm not going to publish, just add the audience as my email ID. You can give your email ID also, gmail.com. Now save it. Okay, so I believe we have done everything that we needed. Okay, now go to the client again. Here we can see the client ID that we have created. Now just copy this client ID. Let me copy it here and paste the client ID here and the client secret. For that, just go again. Here we can see the client secret. Copy, paste it here. Click on the sign in Google. I'm going to select the email ID. Just continue. Okay, I'm going to give this permission. Okay, now it is successfully connected. Okay, so we are good. Let me close this, and here I'm going to say test a email. Okay, for that I can use gmail.com. I can say this is n8n demo and test email. Okay, I'm just doing a test email to see this is working or not. So let me execute it. Okay, I'm getting an error. It says Gmail API has not been used in the project before and it is disabled, enabled by visiting. Okay, I need to enable this thing. Maybe I missed one step. So let me go and paste it here. Okay, I need to enable this Gmail API. So I have done this. So that is enabled. Now let's go back and execute it again. Okay, it says not executed successfully. Just go back and see here we can see the test email is coming, and this is the test email. Here we can see this email was sent by automatically with n8n. This we can avoid by doing some options here. Just go the options and append n8n attribute. Just make it disabled. Okay. Now the other problem is this is a dummy email, right? Now we need to customize with this this email body and the email subject. Okay. So the problem here is, since this is coming as a single string, we cannot able to map this. Okay. For that we have to do few more steps. So here click on this A agent and mention require specific output format. Click on it. Now click on the connect output format. Then this is the format, structured output parser. Let's connect on this one. Now say how I need a email body. Can say email body. Now I can say email subject. This is the format that I need. Email subject. Okay. Now go back here. Now let's execute it. We can say order ID is 23 and item name is maybe I can give test. Submit it. Minimize this one. We can see insertions progress. Order is executing. Now we are getting a problem here. Okay, so the problem is, we'll explain this. The problem is with respect to our system prompt. Okay, so for that what I have done, I have already made a custom system prompt. This is specifically say how I need this one. Okay, so here I am saying that important your response must be valid JSON format. Do not use the escape characters like / and all those things are included here. Okay, how I create this one? I created this using the ChatGPT. Okay, so I have given to ChatGPT saying that okay, this is my use case and this is what I need. Then ChatGPT has given me this particular what we call the format. Okay, now let me update this one. Let me update my system prompt. Let me copy this and paste it here. Okay, now let me execute it. So the execution is progress. Okay, let me go back and I can execute it again. I can say my order ID is 59 and my item is item 1. Submit. Here we can see the agent is running, Ollama is running, and the order is placed and the email has been sent. We can check our email. Okay, so this is again sending a demo email. Okay, this time you can see the bottom line, it is sent from n8n is gone. Okay, so why this is sending a test email? Because we didn't connect this with our existing email body. Okay, for that what we can do, just remove the subject and put the subject here. Put the subject here. Okay, now instead of test mail, just put the test body here. Okay, so now we can execute the steps. So email has been sent successfully. Now let's check this. Okay, now we can see the mail is coming. Here is the hi team, you have received an order. Following are the order details, the order ID and the item name, and thanks and regards email agent. Okay, here they are not giving the proper order ID and the team name, item name, right? So we have to go back and check this. Just go back and check this AA message. Here maybe I have given the wrong thing. Okay, so let me remove this order ID here, and instead of, let me place the new thing, and I'm going to remove this the item name and place the item here. Okay, I think now this looks good. Now let me close this. Let me execute it again. So the execution is progress. Okay, now let me see this. Okay, now we can run again. We can just execute the workflow, just do a workflow. Then here I can say maybe the order ID is 1011 and item name is, maybe I can say item 10. Submit this one. So this is executing and this is triggering, and then output parser is completed, then the email has been sent. Now let's look on the email. Okay, now we can see the order has received and the order ID is given, and here it says you have received an order. Following are the order details and item name, and thanks and regards the email agent. Okay, so now this is working perfectly, and you guys can go and modify necessary things here. You can add more spaces, more add /n, everything can be added here to make this email better. Okay, now just go back and see our database. See there. So here we can see all the entries are there recorded in the database. Okay, so in this way we can very easily connect to our email, and also with the what we call the Postgres, and also we can connect with the AA agent. So that is all about in this video. So if you have any questions, please put in the comment box. I will try to answer that, and please do like and subscribe. Have a nice day. Bye bye.